to come out to dinner with, sorry, you agree to come out to dinner with me, and at the same time, you want to give me the silent treatment.
Silent treatment. Good. All right. How about B?
But you can go back, see the guys, chill the fat, and it will be just like he always was.
Great. To the fat. How
Yeah,
about
that's
C?
the one that I'm not sure if you understood what it means.
Yeah, chew the fat is like wasting time or spending time together, but it's not a
Mm-hmm.
very usual expression, I think. I've personally never used this one.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Um, see, well, I have to take a rain check, but thanks to the offer.
Here's another expression that doesn't make that much sense, I think, either in Portuguese, right? But
Yeah,
makes sense in English, I guess. How
yeah.
about D?
But this time, I'm just gonna pretend that I don't know. That I don't know, because somehow kicking up a fuss just doesn't seem worth the trouble this time.
Great fuss. All right. How about E?
Uh, she's gonna walk in there, take one look at that idiot, and send him packing.
Great. F?
Look, I know this is my fault. So if you wanna bite my head off, go ahead.
All right. G?
But the people you associated yourself with, they speak volumes.
Hey, how about H?
Well, I would have, but this is the first time tonight I have managed to get a word in edgeways.
Perfect. So I'm going to say the meaning, and I want you to try and pick which idiom it is, all right?
Yeah.
So chatting casually about unimportant things. Which one is it?
Um, Casually talking about important things.
Yes, so you're chatting about something it's not really important, right?
To the fat.
Yes, to the fact. How about finally managing to speak briefly?
Mm, I think probably managed to get a word in edgeways.
Yes, that's correct. Reacting angrily to someone?
Um, Kicking up a fuss.
It's actually not that one, it's another one.
Oh, so bite my head off.
Yes. For
Yeah.
someone to leave abruptly?
Kicking up a fuss.
No, not quite. So kicking up a fuss is like you're making trouble, you're making confusion.
Okay, okay. Send him packing.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
about postpone
sense.
or decline an invitation or offer?
Terrain check.
Say a lot without words.
Um, to speak volumes.
How about ignoring someone to express displeasure?
Say that again.
Ignoring someone to express displeasure.
Um, Giving a silent treatment.
Complain loudly or make trouble.
Um, Kicking up a fuss.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep, makes sense.
All right. So on exercise number 2, there's 8 idioms. Is there any there that doesn't make sense to you, you think?
And check. I think I never heard most of them.
You heard most of them.
I think I no never heard most of them.
Never heard them. Okay.
Yeah. So bad books. I don't know what it means.
So bad books is you're in somebody's kind of uh you got a bad reputation and someone's kind of keeping track of you, right? So maybe someone doesn't like you, you're in their bad books, right?
Ah, okay. Ah, okay, got it. Um, let me check. Burn one's bridge. I think you know what it means. So to carry a torch.
This is it's not similar to the Brazilian expression. The Brazilian one's completely different. So carrying a torch is like you have romantic feelings for someone, but they're not corresponded. So you're just kind of hovering around, and that person doesn't really like you back, right?
Got it. Got it. Go back a long way. I think it's fine. Um, Out on a line. Is that how you pronounce it?
You say limb.
Limb. Okay. Out on a limb.
Yeah. So out on a
What that
limb
mean?
is like taking a risk. So you're exposing yourself, right? So a limb is like a
Uh,
part of your body, like an arm or a leg. You're going out on a limb. So you're exposing yourself.
got it. Got it. Um, Through thick and thin. I don't know what it means.
Through thick and thin is like through thick, good situations, and thin in bad situations, right? So you're going through both good stuff and bad stuff together.
So you use it like someone has been going through thick and thin, for example.
Yeah, you could say that. Somebody's been going through thick and thin,
Okay.
or we've been through thick and thin together.
Yeah. Um, should throw someone under the bus. Um, I, it sounds familiar, but not sure the specific meaning of this one.
So this one's like abandoning someone, right? So instead of protecting
Uh,
someone, you can leave them to their own fate. You can throw someone under the bus, right?
mhm. Got it. Got it. And the wet back blanket.
Wet blanket is often someone like a burden or someone who's a killjoy, someone who's kind of bothersome. He's an inconvenience to other people.
Sounds like a wet blanket for sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to use a wet blanket.
Exactly. Makes sense. Okay.
All right, let's start with A then. You want to start reading A?
Yeah. Um, so Caleb and Mason manuscript ministries through rest. Um, so Caleb and Mason they they go back a long way from scrapped knees to street hustles. Uh, but when a drug bust puts Mason under the spotlight, Caleb, now a promising detective, um, throw throw him under the bus to save his career. Mason doesn't handle it well and gets involved with shady deals, burning burning the bridge with everyone he once cared about. Meanwhile, Caleb tries to move on, but guilt gnaws at him. When new evidence surfaces that could clear Mason's name, Caleb must go out on a limb, risking his career and reputation to make things right.
All right, perfect. Just throw. Make sure there's an S at the end of throw. Throws, right? How about B?
Mm, Ellie has always been the perfect student, responsible and rule-abiding, and because of this, often labeled a a wet blanket. She's also been carrying a torch for charming, rebellious classmate Leo for years. Uh, when the senior class hatches a risk prank that could get them all expelled, Ellie faces an impossible choice: break the rules to impress Leo, or stay true to herself and end up in everyone's bad book, including his. Facing challenges, Ellie leans on her childhood best friend Max, the one person whom she's been with through thick and thin.
Great. So let's try and go to the next section. Which is your favorite kind of movie? Do you like sci-fi, comedy, romantic movies, psychological thrillers, crime, or action? I think you can divide there because it doesn't make sense for there to be a comedy or a horror movie.
Um, I think probably. Uh, I think I like it better. Um, Action and sci-fi film movies. Yeah,
Action, sci-fi.
yeah,
Got it. Do you want to? So let's try and use the idioms and make a little synopsis by ourselves of a kind of like a fake movie. Do you want to pick an action movie or a sci-fi movie to?
yeah. Let's go with sci-fi.
All right.
Um, so Interstellar. I was watching that on the weekend. Um, so uh, so the movie um, tells a story that when humankind have been going through thick and thin with a very hostile and declining world, uh, and Cooper goes on a space journey to try to save Earth. Um, his daughter, Murphy, she feels that she has been thrown under the bus by her dad, which gets in bad books with with her. Um, but in the end, Cooper was out on a limb um, for the humankind to try to save the world in the end of the day.
Right. So there, make sure you say he was in her bad books, right? In her bad
In
books,
the Bible. Okay.
and he went out on a limb there, right, to save
Yeah.
mankind. You're talking about Interstellar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic. It's a good movie. They use the meme of the guy crying a lot for Instagram on memes, right? The scene where he sees his daughter aging, I think.
Yeah. Right after they went to that planet with very heavy gravity and times go, I think 20 years on Earth. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, they put an emotional scene next to it, and then they put the guy crying something else, right?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and use the idioms contextually. Let's see if you can answer me. So, are you a person who burns his bridges a lot, or do you always like to kind of keep the door open in your relationships or your jobs? For example, you just change jobs. Do you feel like you burned any bridges or anything like that? What's it like for you? What's your process like?
No, I try to keep door opens. I had a more than expected moving process, so I try to be nice and not burn my bridges.
Gotcha. How about, is there anybody you go back a long way with? Is there any friend you've been friends with for a very long time? Do you still keep in touch with your old friends? Do you go back a long way with anyone currently, or would you say most of your friends or people right now are all kind of new? What do you think?
Uh, I have like a handful of friends that are very old friendships. We went to school together and we started training jiu-jitsu together. So right after we graduated from school, we kept seeing each other in the jiu-jitsu trainings. So they are a very old friendship for me.
Gotcha. Awesome. I never convinced my friends to do jujitsu or Muay Thai, man. It's nice to have friends who practice martial arts. How about
It's good.
being in your bad books? Is what does a person do to get in your bad books, do you think? Is there anything that's really irritating, something you can't really stand that puts people, say, through in your bad books?
Um, I would say um, I would say being unfair with a situation or with someone gets a little under my skin, so it kind of puts someone on my bad books.
Gotcha. How about through thick and thin? Is there anybody who you've been through thick and thin with? Is there a person in particular you think, maybe a friend or a family member or anybody else?
Uh, da, da. I would say maybe my brother. Um, so thanks God we didn't suffer a lot, but I think we went through some thick and thin. Yeah,
You guys went through thick and thin.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's move on there to the next exercise. So here, just read letter A, and let's try and match it to one of the numbers here. So the numbers is a question, and the question has the meaning of the what's in bold, right?
Um, okay, so try to link the letter with the number.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes the smartest thing you can do at work is throw in the towel. um, so throw in the towel is to to give up on a project. Yeah.
Perfect. Number
Yeah.
two.
So sometimes a little extra effort can grease the wheels and make everything move faster. To but to make things easier, yeah.
Okay, great. It's number three. How about C?
So those who have skin in the game, such as owning company shares, tend to be more motivated to perform well. No, no. They find a way to be no. There is minor issues. No. So yeah, to get financially invested.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seven.
but I feel that this expression it has kind of a broader meaning, don't you think? I mean, when I think of having skin in the game, I tend to understand that, of course, in the let's say in the financial world, I think it totally makes sense to get financially invested is the meaning. But I feel that when I hear having skin in the game is I feel that means that someone um is putting himself into risk of um, depending on the performance of a determined situation or yeah for determined situation. So if something doesn't goes well, the person will probably have um, some kind of negative feedback for herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's when you risk, you have something to lose,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, that's
So
what
you have
I'm trying to
skin in the
say.
game, so it matters to you as well because you're risking things as well,
Yeah,
right? So you can use it in another context besides, financial context. You can use it in any kind of transaction, I guess.
yeah, perfect.
Okay, right. How about D?
So be ready to make sacrifices if you want to go places in your career. To go places to become successful.
Yes, become successful.
Yeah. Um, if you try to boil the ocean, you risk losing focus and achieving very little. Um, so to boil the ocean, so to take on a way too big or an unrealistic task.
Yes, that one.
Boil the ocean, yeah, that's a good expression.
Boil the ocean.
You know, so wise leaders know how to nip problems in the bud before they become serious. Nip problems in the bud. Um, to deal with minor issues immediately.
Yep, correct. And last one?
So if you play your cards right, even a small opportunity can turn into something huge. So yeah, make smart choices and strategic moves.
All right, great. So I'm going to read the sentence, the question right now, and I'm going to give you the idiom, right? You already associated them. So just try to answer the question using the idiom, okay? So number one, is the ability to make smart choices and strategic moves the most essential skill for achieving your goals? That's G, right?
Yeah. Um, um, I think so because even when in a not that favorable um, situation or place, I think if you play your cards right, you can manage to turn things and make something useful and successful out of it.
Gotcha. So when is it wise to give up on a project or even a job? That's letter A.
Um, um, I think when you are when a project or a job when it starts to get harmful to you or to your relationships and start to be more of a lose than a win for your overall life, I think it's a wise time to throw in the towel.
Okay, great. What's some simple way a good leader can make things easier for their team? That's B.
um, I think it is the role of a good leader to show the way to his team, to lead by example and kind of pave the way for people behind him. And I think when you lead the way, you grease the wheels for everyone that are maybe in not a good position to, let's say, to take the same risks as you are.
Okay. Do you think a person can become successful without any trade-offs? That's D.
Um,
Or do you agree with you have to be ready to make sacrifices?
yeah, I think I agree. Uh, I think especially nowadays, we are. I feel that people are increasingly more trying to do everything and etc. But I think something successful that lasts for a long term and is actual some kind of success in your life. I think it if you really want to go to places, both on our let's say professional life, but also on a personal life, you do have to make some sacrifices.
Okay. Have you ever tried to take on a way too big or unrealistic task? How did it turn off? This is E.
Um, yeah, I think I did, and I feel that when you face some kind of problem that just feels like boy on the ocean, I think it kind of demotivates you and looks more complicated and intimidating than it is. So I think you should probably not try to boil the ocean at the end of the day, but if you have to and it's too big of a task, I think breaking it down into smaller ones, they it's a good strategy for you to keep moving and advancing.
All right. Do you always deal with minor issues immediately to avoid bigger problems later? Do you have any examples? Six is F. This is actually a kind of a strange expression to me, nip problems in the bud.
Yeah. What does it mean to nip a problem, and what does bud means?
Nip is like cutting, right? And
Mhm.
bud would be the beginning of a flower, I think. So that's before it grows.
Yeah, got it, got it. Um, um, I feel that nipping problems in the bud is the smartest decision, like always. Um, I do get frustrated sometimes when I don't do that, and I tend to not do it, like just procrastinating and trying to solve if it's not a big issue later. But I always end up regretting myself of doing that.
Yeah. It's really inconvenient to see something small it kind of grows, becomes a big monster there. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Should companies encourage employees to get financially invested in the business? I think most companies do this, right? They give stock options and stuff, but what do you think? Seven is C?
Yeah, no, I do think that when you have skin in the game, you tend to like go a little further every time because you actually you both see the upside if things turn out well, so you wanna make it happen, but you're also probably, let's say, afraid it of seeing things turning bad. So I think you get the extra motivation to try to not let it happen, and I think it works very well. I think companies should not, let's say, be heavy on it with, let's say, smaller employees, because I think you should should have more skin in the game as you get more, let's say, more senior and more exposed to the upside. I don't think like smaller employees should be that exposed to a downside if things does not turns out well, because probably they do not have such a responsibility for that, since they're not, let's say, decision making employees, you know.
Yeah, gotcha. So people higher on the food chain should be have more skin in the game, and people maybe lower, not so much.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So let's go to the next exercise. Here we have a bunch of pictures, and the pictures are actually clues to the answers. So each one, right? So you're gonna complete the blank using one of the pictures, whatever the picture is supposed to mean. I know some of them maybe don't make sense immediately,
Yeah.
right? But all right, you want to read A for us?
Yeah. Can you believe he asked me to for a raise after showing up late all month? Uh, Whoa, he really has the cheek.
Yeah, has the cheek. You could say has some gall too. I like saying gall. That's kind of an old expression.
Yeah, I think I heard that more.
Yeah, it's more common than has the cheek, I think. How about B?
So my startup just lost a huge client for a competitor. So I'm not surprised. It's a dog eat dog world out there.
Dog eat dog world. Right. How about C?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't know this one. What do you think of the new place? I don't know. It's neither fish nor fowl.
Yeah, it's neither fish nor fowl. It's kind of weird expression, right?
Yeah. What does fowl means?
Fowl is like a bird.
Hmm. Okay, so it's kind of not it neither good or bad. Is that what it means?
It's saying it's hard to categorize, right?
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Makes sense. So you almost missed the train. Missed the train. I know there was a close shave.
Well, shave.
You know,
I like saying bite the bullet too. He almost bit the bullet or something like that. That's another expression.
to bit the bullet.
Bite the bullet, right?
Okay, I never heard that.
So that's like you ending, you dying. How
Right.
about E?
Why isn't he talking to anyone? Um, yeah, I didn't know this one. I guess he got a chip on his shoulder about something.
Right? So this one is like you have something to prove, right? You got a chip on your shoulder.
Mm, yeah, the expression itself doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this would make sense trying to explain it, right? But so I guess it's like you have something bothering you, right? If you have a chip in your shoulder, maybe it's bothering you or something.
Yeah, could be.
Okay.
Are you really going skydiving tomorrow? Yeah, I decided to throw caution to the wind and just go for it.
Oh gosh, the wind. G.
So are you ready for the big meeting? Absolutely. I've got all my ducks in a row.
I think this is a funny expression too. Maybe
Yeah,
you got all your ducks in a row.
yeah.
Okay.
I wonder what it means, like literally.
You have everything organized, right? You have
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
And the last one.
So that film is incredibly moving. Yes, it it hits close to home when you've been through it yourself.
Great. So I'm going to try and ask you some questions using the idioms. Let's see if you can answer them. So are
Yeah.
there any stories or movies that kind of get close to home for you that maybe you can relate to or something that's maybe kind of inspiring to you? What do you think? Or what makes a movie hit close to home for you?
Yeah, I think I have this one movie. The name is Uma Questão de Tempo in Portuguese. I don't know if the translation is a matter of time in like the original name of the movie, but I think it's a really it really hits close to home for me because it's the story of I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the story of a let's say a family where the man in the family they have the ability to travel through time and um, the film goes through the story of a young man that and his relationship with his dad that ends up dying and his love story with a girl. I think it's a really beautiful movie.
Oh yeah, this one they have a time travel, right? Or am I
Yeah, yeah.
right? I think I know. Hold on, I think I know the actor. Let me see. Oh yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good one.
The actor in this movie was in Ex Machina. You ever seen Ex Machina?
No, never seen it.
It's a great movie. Like they're talking about kind of AI and stuff. It's pretty good. Okay. So do you think you're a person who's always, really cautious when testing new things out or trying or making life decisions? Like you changed jobs recently. So would you say you're more a person to throw caution to the wind, or are you more cautious and you like to weigh your options before you do anything? Do you think you're more cautious or maybe more impulsive, intuitive?
No, I'm definitely more cautious. I think. I think that I do take some risks, like often, but I try to take risks with some kind of engagement behind. So I would say I'm probably more of a cautious person.
Gotcha. Can you think of a time that was your closest call or a close shave for you that almost, that's maybe a situation where something almost happened? It can be good or bad. So, yeah,
I think the movie to move to this new job, it was kind of a close shave because um, the my former company, we started this the process of selling the business like a few months ago, and I in parallel started to looking for a new job, and in the end I got the offer for a new job, just like a few days after we signed up um, the M&A of the business. So it was kind of a close shave in the sense that um, time aligned well for the events.
gotcha. Great. So let's go to exercise number 5. So here you have to match the statement with the responses. So there's an idiom in each one with a number, right? So we just select which one is, we can underline, we can highlight. So part of them is an idiom. You can probably tell because it's an expression that doesn't make sense immediately. All right.
Yeah. Um, like, so sorry, but but I am really busy right now. So to get out of here.
Yeah. Get out of your hair. This one makes sense to you? Get out of your hair?
Yeah, kind of.
Right? It's like stop bothering me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. How about B?
So they have just sold the company for $10 million. Whoa, so it goes to show that hard work pays off after all.
Yeah, it goes to show.
Goes to show, yeah.
So how about C?
So she said she didn't get your email. Um, so I can't for the life of me remember if I even sent it to her or not.
Yeah, for the life of me.
You know?
So that's like saying absolutely can't remember, right? D?
Yeah. So I don't think Josh would agree with you. So what he thinks about it is neither here nor there. It's not his problem.
So this is saying it's nowhere, right?
Yeah.
E?
It's kind of similar to is not a the North Pole, right? Not exactly the same, but have the same feeling behind it, I feel.
Yeah, like one is saying it doesn't have a category, it's hard to say. The other one is saying it's nowhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So they finally broke up. Right now, I just can't put my finger on what happened exactly.
So you can't exactly tell what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, F.
Seeing you all here makes me truly happy. So hats off to you for throwing this amazing party.
Yeah, so that's like congratulations.
You know,
All right, next one.
I noticed you stopped taking notes in the lecture. So the syntax explanation went over my head, and at one point, I just completely lost.
Yes, went over my head. So this is like you don't get it at all. You don't understand anything.
Yeah.
And H.
So you might need to push a little harder with this project. Definitely, would get better, get all right together if we want to finish by the end of the month.
Yes, get our act together. All right, so final question. Just try to ask you one. Is there any trend currently nowadays that people do that absolutely goes over your head, something you don't understand? So I don't know, people, we already got Gen Z and Gen Alpha. One thing I can't really understand is I don't know, TikTok dances. I think it's weird.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's a very good example. They make absolutely no sense, I think, because they're kind of, I don't know, ridiculous dances, but it just go viral.
Yeah. So is there anything for you that goes over your head like that? Something maybe like, I don't get it.
Um, I think this whole TikTok thing, like people are like fervorously using it, and I think it's kind of funny because people are getting increasingly more attached to quick and short things instead of, let's say, more long readings or videos. And I think it just went over my head because I think they lose a lot of they are very, let's say, they don't have a lot of meaning at the end of the day, and but people are just too attached for it on it.
Yeah, I agree for sure. So, great job here. I think this is kind of more of an advanced class. I've seen a lot of students before my more advanced one have difficulty here. You went pretty easily through them. What do you think? Did you know most of them, or was it easier for you?
I think it was a good one. I think I didn't know a lot of them, but I think a handful was familiar to me.
All right, great. So, we'll continue kind of ramping up the difficulty, get something advanced next week as well. I'll
Okay.
catch you later, man. See
Okay.
you
Thank
soon
you.
next week.
See you.